During the tense decades of the Cold War, when the world was divided between two superpowers and their competing ideologies, Germany stood as the epicenter of espionage, political intrigue, and covert warfare. The nation's partition into East and West not only symbolized the ideological fault line but also became the battleground for one of the most intense intelligence contests of the 20th century. At the heart of this shadow war lay the Soviet Union's vast and complex spy network operating deep inside German borders. This story is a tapestry woven with tales of daring operatives, encrypted messages, secret meetings in Berlin's shadowy corners, and operations that shaped the geopolitical landscape for decades. The Soviet intelligence apparatus, famously ruthless and remarkably efficient, pursued a single goal: to penetrate, to deceive, and to outmaneuver the Western Allies, securing their grip on East Germany while continuously probing the vulnerabilities of the West. The roots of Soviet intelligence activities in Germany stretch back to the end of the Second World War. As Nazi Germany was defeated, political power was carved up, and the country divided, the Soviets were quick to establish their dominance in the East. But dominance was not just about tanks and armies, it was about information. The Soviets understood that knowing the intentions, weaknesses, and movements of the Western powers was crucial to maintaining control and advancing their strategic interests. In the early post-war years, Soviet agents worked tirelessly to recruit insiders from German ministries, military personnel, and even civil institutions. Their methods ranged from ideological persuasion to blackmail and infiltration. These efforts were supported by a comprehensive network of informants and collaborators woven into the fabric of East German society. Meanwhile, in West Germany, Soviet intelligence faced a more complex challenge. The Federal Republic was closely tied to NATO, and Western intelligence agencies were vigilant. Yet, the Soviets managed to establish shadow networks, planting agents inside government agencies, industrial enterprises, and even within social and political organizations sympathetic to communist ideas. One of the most notorious and successful Soviet operations was the infiltration of the Bundeswehr, the West German armed forces. Through carefully cultivated agents, the Soviets gained access to military secrets, weapon developments, and strategic plans. This intelligence was critical in shaping the Soviet military posture toward Europe and in countering NATO initiatives. The city of Berlin, divided between East and West, served as a nerve center for espionage activities. The city's unique geopolitical status made it a focal point where spies operated openly and covertly. Border crossings were scenes of tension and subterfuge, with agents slipping across sectors to exchange information, conduct meetings, or pick up dead drops. The Stasi, East Germany's secret police and intelligence service, operated with ruthless efficiency and close cooperation with Soviet agencies like the KGB and GRU. The Stasi masterminded extensive surveillance programs, used psychological tactics to break down opponents, and maintained a vast network of informants across the country. Their work intertwined with Soviet objectives, making East Germany one of the most closely monitored societies in history. In addition to human intelligence, signals intelligence played a significant role. Soviet and East German agencies employed extensive surveillance technologies to monitor communications, intercept radio signals, and decode encrypted messages. These technological efforts amplified their ability to conduct espionage beyond physical borders. The intelligence war also extended into disinformation campaigns and psychological operations aimed at destabilizing West German society and politics. Soviet agencies produced propaganda, forged documents, and orchestrated fake news to sow discord and weaken NATO alliances. These operations revealed the multi-layered nature of the Cold War, a battle fought not only with weapons but with words and shadows. The stories of individual spies are often shrouded in secrecy, but some names have emerged into public view. Agents like Markus Wolf, the famous head of East Germany's Foreign Intelligence Service, became legends of the espionage world. Wolf's agency was responsible for some of the most remarkable penetrations into West German institutions, demonstrating the Soviet bloc's espionage prowess. The consequences of this spy war were profound. The intelligence gathered by the Soviets influenced diplomatic negotiations, military deployments, and even domestic policies within both German states. It shaped the atmosphere of suspicion and paranoia that defined the Cold War decades. As the Cold War waned toward its conclusion in the late 1980s, revelations about the extent of Soviet and East German espionage shocked many. The fall of the Berlin Wall and the subsequent reunification of Germany led to the opening of secret archives, exposing the depth of surveillance and infiltration. This expose fueled new debates about trust, loyalty, and the human cost of espionage. Former spies were tried or sought refuge, others disappeared into obscurity. The legacy of Soviet intelligence in Germany remains a powerful reminder of how information and secrecy can shape history's turning points. This video will explore these themes, the methods, operations, key figures, and lasting impact of Soviet intelligence activity in divided Germany. We will look beyond the headlines to uncover the human stories behind the spy games that defined a generation and left a permanent mark on European history.